You guys, I'm gonna go ahead with a tutorial here. Make sure enough of this floor is showing so that everything looks like I'm doing contact with the floor. So I can show you this here too. I'm gonna do a better tutorial than what I was doing, but I'm gonna try to explain why so much of the stretching for the actual bare fist crawling that I've done in some of my other videos, like all the way across a warehouse floor or whatever, and all the videos that I was, just keep right on going for an entire song. And I'm kind of going to emphasize on the some of the stuff that I didn't explain yet, that I'm gonna start, like why you should like stand like this and like this, and just stand before you actually start the walking. There's different before you actually go into the actual walking back and forth or walking all the way across floors and back. I think you should have like a lot more flexibility. I'm going to show you what I'm doing, that I haven't covered all the details of what I'm doing that goes into being able to walk like this. And before I even, attempted my very first video, 7 years ago, to be able to do a whole video with the entire walk back and forth to music, I was doing stuff like this, just standing. You can cheat and use your thumbs a little bit if you want, but a little bit like this. But then I'm doing a lot of them butterfly stretches too, because you need to have everything all loose. If you don't have no flexibility when you go and do the walk, it's gonna kill parts of your back. You want to be able to. I mean, you could do a lot of this, stand like this for a while, and do a push-up that way. Do a push-up this way. Do one this way. And it's not all about having your back totally straight, like I used to have a few trolls talking about the videos and all that stuff. This is mixed with yoga too, so you can go straight if you want to, but then there's a lot of times where you have your knees bent, and then you're distributing your weight, because there has to be, to do some things with the knees bent too, because you're walking too, and then you're getting the flexibility in the hips and back. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of times you don't do a full-blown push-up. You do a lot of this. Maybe do a whole session of just this, and you're going to be feeling that. Do a whole bunch and then get back up and then get back down the floor. Some people do that with bench pressing too. The reason for that too, why you should do that and not just strain yourself with keep your back totally straight with push-ups, total push-up, is that's the one exercise I'd be doing along with sets of push-ups, so you can do that jumping. The push-ups alone, or some people will do flat-handed push-ups too and jump and clap their hands. But I think if you can't do that very well, say you go flat-handed and do partial push-ups like that, you know what I mean? Because to be able to jump, clap, do a lot of this, and guaranteed, if you have trouble with the jump clap thing, you're going to get good at it, you know what I mean? Then you're going to be able to do this. To be able to do this, you got to be doing a lot of, not just sets of the push-ups, do a lot of this. But then there's also things I was doing, one of my older videos where, see, I'll just stay like this a real long time on the floor, right, to stretch out the shoulders. But you can do that on what I'm doing right here now on 2 bricks. But I have one of my old ass videos where I was using 2 40-pound weights. They're octagonal, they stand. And I'm doing the fist push-ups and staying like this on those things. I'll probably put that in my end screen thingies with YouTube and show you what I mean. But you may want to do a whole bunch of sessions just standing and stretching like this. Then do a lot of this, like I said, walk this way, do a push-up. Walk this way, do a push-up. Some of this. Do it like this. Move these knees around, you know what I mean? Like this. Like spread leg. And while for the spread leg thing, you got to, do the crow's pose like this. Just put your weight. You don't have to do like the yoga people do all the time and be able to stand and your feet off the floor. I can sort of do that, but I can do that and stand on my head. You want to do that right now. My weight is going against these knees, against my elbows, and you're getting that stretch there, you know what I mean? But that's why I was doing a lot of videos. I was doing a last video where the importance of like this, and like this, but going up and down, and then crawling forward, then squat with something like, I prefer a club bell. You can use a kettlebell in your hand. I don't care for the barbell squats. They're out of reality. Like, if you want to be the strength in crawling and getting up and kicking somebody's face into outer space, or if you're a girlfriend, if you're a football player and your girlfriend's a cheerleader and you're trying to build a relationship, I don't know, and maybe she shows you some of her thing you're bad at, maybe, show her some pointers on the strength thing, you know what I mean? But one thing I wanted to say too, what I was doing in some of my old ass videos too, dirty floors, look at this, how it gets when you're like at, I like those nice polished concrete cement floors in some of the industrial places when I clean them up. Or use a clean piece of wood. In my old videos, I actually had a clean piece of wood, and I had some of my older fans get a kick out of it. The cartoon Ed, Edd n Eddy? I created Plank. I drew the eyes and drew the nose and the mouth. No, I did not actually create Plank. The creator of Plank belongs to Ed, Edd n Eddy. Everybody knows that, the creators of Ed, Edd n Eddy. So I don't want to say I did not create it, but I made my own Plank, inspired. I got that off of Ed, Edd n Eddy, so I don't want to misquote anything like that too. I don't want to use the wrong words there, but you know what I mean? But instead of just using a piece of wood, I decided to just make Plank. I don't think, I think it's actually a pretty good idea, but yeah, if you use a clean piece of wood, a clean board that maybe is the length of your camera, you know what I mean? But, when I have my hands on the airport, I'll show you spread eagle like that, and a lot of the stuff is going to look like they call it in yoga, salutations and that, but getting up like this. I mean, if you play football or some kind of sport, football or wrestling, you're going to see the importance. Like this, don't always have to be a combative, like on guard, thing. But with this, it's not just always combat like wrestling. You can have weapon in your hand, club, but it don't have to be a weapon, but yet the club bell is also trained major times so you can use a weapon in your martial arts. The Iranian, Persian, Zurkhan inspired workouts, which instead of just American club bell, I experiment with that. My stuff here it kind of all revolves and dovetails together. But about your quick getting up like this. And these lunges, I'm doing it with the club bell, getting back down. But when you see like this sideways, crawl, 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 crawl. Then what you see in the front, you're distributing less of the weight and then more. But then I started adding my total splits into the thing here too, and then walking back and forth, going all the way like this, and the split is going to go down further, you know. You do the push-up, like do it like a Persian push-up, tricep push-up, like this, like this, like this, and then you're going all the way like this. But then when I'm going back like this, side to side, a whole bunch. I mean, I'm using music, entire songs to make it fun, but because nobody's gonna want to see this with no music. But oh yeah, right on toes. I like to use boots. So like this. If you've gotten this far in this video, it's listenable to my longtime fans. When I'm doing the walking back and forth for long periods of time, do a lot of this like the Persian push-up, because I know a lot of people are preaching like doing the push-ups all your back straight. But when you try to walk and plank, you can plank and walk like it with your back totally straight. Your back is going to want to go, yeah. So, oh yeah, you can do the cobra pose. You can go ahead and do the cobra pose and just let your back go like that, and then. But then when you're bending up, you can go put both feet like this, Persian style, all the way back. But yoga, they do that in yoga too, you know what I mean? Or you, like I'm doing it like this. Sometimes legs straight, but my legs, your legs got to be bent too, because when you're walking, oh, and you're going to feel that in your stomach too. When, say, you keep walking like this, you can just keep your feet stationary and your legs bent. And a little bit of this, because you got to do some of that for those sessions too, because that back is going to want to, like I said, you can do intentionally a cobra pose intentionally, but you want to have that back going. And up, down, up, down, like that. Because we're not made just to do, oh yeah, regulation push-ups in the military, yeah, back straight, or nothing wrong with that, but it's not all about that. We're made that we can snake ourselves like this or like this. I mean, because what I'm trying to show you is there's different methods of crawling real fast. And in this position, say I'm sitting in a chair. I don't know, if you have to duck and cover for whatever reason, you know, you could just crawl, jump out of the chair, get down on the floor and just start crawling, you know what I mean? For all the shit that you see on the news nowadays, in case somebody starts shooting or something, what I like to do is advocate some of this, where you happen to be sitting in a chair and you hear something, I don't know, fly through the window, you know, you don't ever know what the hell's happened in the news. You want to be where you can be in a chair, right? Say I'm sitting in a chair, crawl down and just crawl real fast, you know what I mean? You get real low to the floor, and if you have more flexibility, you can crawl about 80 feet across the floor, lightning fast, I guarantee. If anything happens, anybody shoots through a window or something, I could crawl lightning fast and be able to get the hell out of there and escape. And I think a lot of people should train to do that in numbers, to be able to get away from something. You don't know what the hell is going to go on. But yeah, it's you're doing all of that. It's intermixed with the yoga, and I said about the yoga, I like it. I'm not knocking it, but it's a little bit apologetic, and mine is modified. So I run my mouth to some of these anti-yoga fanatics or whatever too, and saying, oh yeah, they try to get you so paranoid that every single motion or gesture you're doing looks like yoga. Oh, some Kundalini female demonic spirit living in your spine, and get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? But if it's any consolation to them, some of this can be a modified centered around. If you want to add it into your Krav Maga regimen, you know, Lichtenfeld founded that because the Jews were oppressed and all that. And if you look up Mr. Lichtenfeld, you know, the founder of Krav Maga and all that, all these people, yeah, I can understand they don't want to worship anything like these other cultures that are calling upon in yoga. I can understand that, but you can use your flexibility if you're already a practitioner of your Krav Maga and Haganah stuff. I mean, a little bit of flexibility will enhance that, but I know I watched the Moni Isaac videos. I own some of them, and I own a couple of things that I bought, but I know I see a lot of the stuff, the techniques, but I don't think I don't know how much stuff that they stress about flexibility, about it being important because it was made for quick learning for a military, but a little extra flexibility, more flexibility than they require, won't kill you. You know, it'll do you harm if you get too greedy in one day. You know what I mean? Don't have some recoup time. Anyway, I want to throw that in there too. Depending what you're using for that, like people don't like anything that looks like yoga, but I kind of have a little bit more non-apologetic and a slightly more modified version of this. If it pisses them off, I'm not going to apologize for that. But yeah, mine's a little bit more modified, extremized version of that. You know what I mean? It involves like just standing like this for like a real long time. You know. I think I covered just about everything. I mean, watch, right after I shut this video off, I'll probably think of something else I didn't say too. I mean, but like if you want to do your little animal and beast poses, like I made my arguments of people sitting on their ass, skinny, stringy kids sitting on their ass with the Aleister Crowley beast stuff. I mean, you do certain gestures that are like the beast, which the Christian fanatics don't like, and intermix it with a yoga-like thing. But bare hooves, paws, or different levels